you guys see that Sonic trailer?
Yeah,
Hello.
unfortunately.
Welcome to Death Cast.
Jesus.
Death Battle Cast. Well, we're the cast and crew of Death Battle and stuff. I'm Ben. I'm the voice of Wiz.
Shadow Play Boomstick.
I'm Luis, lead animator.
I'm Josh. I edit them.
Yeah. Josh actually edited our latest Death Battle that just went up. Wario vs Dedede.
I did.
If you checked it out, we're going to be talking about that a little bit this episode. So if you haven't seen it, we're going to spoil it for you. So go watch that. But we'll talk a little bit about that, the behind the scenes, some questions we've seen in the comments. You know, spend some time on that as usual. But have you guys seen that Sonic trailer?
Jesus.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
I'm just...
What's
okay.
happening?
They said it to Gangsta's Paradise. Which you know how that conversation went. It's like, all right, Sonic was really big in the 90s. What else was really big in the 90s?
Think.
Gangsta's Paradise. Coolio! And who can we pay a little amount of money to get rights to their song?
God damn it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to... So for one thing, okay, I'm actually on board for Jim Carrey's Dr. Eggman.
Do we have any sponsors?
We don't have any
Okay,
sponsors.
just
We're good.
just
We're
check.
good. We're good. But I am on board for Jim Carrey as Dr. Eggman. That might just be because I like Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I might be completely biased there. But based on what we've seen in the trailer, the godforsaken trailer, he seems fine.
Jim
I guess
Carrey as
it's not
Jim Carrey.
It's not the Eggman that you know
basically.
from basically. It's not the Eggman you know from the games, but
It's
realistically,
the Eggman you know from Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes. Realistically, in the environment they're setting up, that Eggman just wouldn't really work, which could be a question of why would they use this environment in the first place? This real world thing with a cop who finds Sonic in a barn or wherever the fuck he's going. Also,
God,
Sonic is the Flash. He's got like lightning powers.
Okay, no. Here's why they're doing that 100%. Because they kept showing it was that quill that got left behind, right? And it's like, ooh, it's still got the electricity in it or whatever. And then it showed that scene where Robotnik is analyzing it.
Puts it in his mouth for some reason.
100%. Like I'm calling it now. He analyzes the quill and finds out that the hedgehog just contains so much energy. It's going to be like a fully sustainable source of energy.
Yeah.
And so we have to capture it and put it in a machine. And that's how they're transitioning the story of him wanting to put animals in machines. I would put money on it.
Yeah, that it makes a lot of sense, and that's why he wants to go to Sonic's world. Because I guess the story of this is Sonic somehow gets warped into the real world. It's one of those stories.
Yeah.
And he's got to get back home. It's Sonic X, the movie.
Everyone asked for that.
At the end of the trailer, we even see what I believe is Mushroom Hill. It's Jim Carrey cosplaying Dr. Eggman with a bunch of giant fucking mushrooms behind him. So there's that.
Now the question is, are they saving putting Tails and Knuckles and all those characters at the very end of the movie?
Oh my god, if they all show up at the end.
that was what Sam. I was talking to Sam a little bit about it before we went live, and he was just like, he's like, I want to be in that theater for that post credit scene when Knuckles and Tails and Shadow or whoever just roll up. He's like, I want to be in there, and I just want to hear the collective groan.
The moment Knuckles shows up with dreadlocks.
Oh my god.
Why
Oh
not?
no.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. Of course.
Imagining based on what they were okay, so you had commented before the show started, I think the thing everybody was thinking, Sonic looks fucking weird because he looks like some kid in a fursuit.
He looks
basically.
like he looks like a little boy wearing a suit.
You know what he looks like? He looks like the kid from Jumanji when he turns to a monkey. That's what he looks like.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
It
looks exactly like it.
Could this actually be the Jumanji sequel? We just had a Jumanji.
There we are.
That was video game
No, they're
related.
making a new Jumanji with The Rock and Kevin Hart. And all
What if
them
this is
again.
it? It's been this the whole time.
Undercover.
Surprise!
The Trojan horse.
Or it was Sonic.
We're gonna go to Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's gonna show the title, and then just Jumanji.
You just
2 is
start
gonna
hearing
show
the
up.
drums.
Yeah. Really great.
At this point,
Just people getting up, where am I?
Yeah.
It's like,
I can't put anything past this movie.
Nope.
I don't know what's going on.
Spot on though. It does
Dude.
look like that.
It does.
looks like that kid.
It does. Why does he look like that?
Oh my god, it's so strange. And the human teeth are oh so bad. Don't like it. Real uncomfortable.
Uh,
And now here's the thing, like, this is a children's movie. They're making it for kids. Jim Carrey will do a great job playing
Obviously.
the over-the-top, ridiculous
Yeah.
character. Like, it's like, I have no doubt that my daughter would probably watch this and enjoy it. I, on the other hand, will just probably be reeling inside because it'll be super predictable and campy as all hell.
But would they, though? I have a feeling a lot of kids are going to be a little terrified of Sonic.
Maybe.
Like, he does not look cute. He does not look cool.
Right.
He doesn't look anything that Sonic really looks like. He's just this weird, humanist hedgehog monster thing.
Finally figured out why the face bothers me. It's like if Sonic was the annoying orange.
oh
my
yeah,
God.
that's, a
That's
good one
what it
too.
is. It's like the really human features.
Plenty of bad
See,
examples.
He looks cute there.
He
Like,
doesn't look that cute.
you know, yeah, that's that one. You picked like probably the cutest frame. Have him open his mouth, or show the full body weird thing, and like, it's wrong. I don't like it.
It's weird.
I mean, his full body looks strange.
It really
Yeah,
does.
it does.
He should have been a little pudgier or something, or a little
Bigger
shorter.
feet.
His legs are really long for some
Yeah.
reason.
Right.
Like, and I know that's ironic because remember when Sonic Adventure came out, everybody was like, his legs are too long, blah 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 blah
Yep.
blah,
Yeah.
and everybody thought Sonic looked stupid then. I wonder if there's anybody who's like, remember back then when everybody thought Sonic was stupid? It's just the same thing. 10 years from now, we're gonna think he looks awesome.
No.
You think that's gonna
I
happen?
don't think
No.
that's gonna happen.
Did you notice they changed the shoes? The first poster that came out, he was just wearing red Nikes, and now they've added the white band.
I don't know if there's a good shot. I'm just kind
When
of
you just had it with him standing.
I
Oh.
would like to think that just like all the promotional pictures and like Nike was like, actually, we're gonna like drop out of this. Like you guys can change it back to like the
Well,
normal
right.
shoes.
And so, what I want to know is if they did go back and make a change, how much did it cost him to go add a stripe to his shoes?
So, I am going to predict that he burns up his shoes constantly throughout the whole series or throughout the whole movie.
Maybe it's just a white bottom.
These are just new shoes because he burned up his old shoes. Because I believe one of the posters showed like really like beat up shoes or something like that.
So he gets.
I
his
have a
also
feeling
cool.
it's gonna
New
be
poster.
like
Oh, you're right.
It's gonna be a running gag where he keeps burning out his shoes. And keeps
running
putting on
gag.
new
Or
shoes.
or he just
Are
burns,
you telling
or he
me-
burns out one pair and then he goes, "What are these? These are the optimal shoe." And he pops them on. Nikes. And then
totally
it's
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Are you telling
Only
me,
Nikes can combine with the power rings to make the best shoes ever.
Are you telling me that we're gonna actually see Sonic's like feet? Like no.
Oh, dude.
No.
Sonic toes.
Speaking of which-
No.
Jardo, I'm gonna send you an image. If you can see if you can pull it up for me.
There's also a new poster, by the way.
There is?
Yeah, Ben tweeted out a
Maybe.
poster, or Ben Schwartz did. A new poster alongside.
Really.
So I think his voice works.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think Ben
yeah.
Schwartz is great.
I think
Wait,
he'll be
that's
fine.
cool. Why didn't they just get Jaleel White though?
That's a good
What the fuck is he doing?
I mean,
Good question.
Like, from all I've heard, he's like super down to do stuff and like a really nice person. And like, why don't like they could have gotten the original voice of Sonic? It would have been great.
well, he's not. He's the voice of Sonic from the '90s.
Right.
Sonic's.
They had Gangster's Paradise, Ben.
It's true. It's true. It's true. Sonic's changed a bit in terms of a character since then. He's not quite the asshole he used to be. And also, like, didn't he voiced Sonic in Eddie LeBron's live action, right?
I think he
Oh,
did.
yeah.
He couldn't
I think he did.
quite. He's
Yeah, he
he's
didn't quite
aged a
hit
bit.
it.
He can't
Yeah.
quite hit that youthful voice anymore.
Oh, that's sad.
Unfortunately, like if you remember, like he got close. He got pretty close, but I don't think he could pull off what they were looking for this movie.
Yeah. Also, Jardo, I sent you the image. Let me know if you can pull that up, because I want to scar you all for life.
Great.
Because I came across something on the internet. I slacked you.
He's got the white band in the new
Do you need
poster.
me
Oh, he
Email
does.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it easier if I email Jardo? Yeah. Okay, I'll email. Anyway,
Oh, the secret
Continue on.
image.
yes.
Well,
Secret image.
anyway, oh yeah, okay, new poster. It's very generic. It's just him running up a building. Well,
I also know that like
okay.
in the CinemaCon where they revealed this trailer, they also had another trailer.
The second trailer, yes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one because apparently Eggman makes breastfeeding joke. Apparently,
It's not just a breastfeeding joke. According to the IGN article, it is an orphan joke that leads into or a breastfeeding joke that leads into an orphan joke.
Jordy, you're gonna have to get it from there. It's being weird.
Yeah.
Because it's like somebody mentions that they were breastfed, and then Robotnik apparently is like, "Oh, just rub in the fact that I'm an orphan. Why don't you?" Or something like that. It makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
It's the best thing.
Awesome.
I don't know. Every time this movie comes
if
up,
he went into the system, he's probably not going to be breastfed, and he probably would have just been fed on formula.
sure.
He's
But I really don't want
nice.
that joke to be a thing. It sounds stupid and
No, 'cause
gross
then
and
you know
weird.
somebody's gonna
I guess not
draw.
gross, but
Yeah, they're going to draw Jim Carrey
Oh my god.
just suckling away.
that's Sonic's tit. Yes.
I got a lot of weird shit on my phone. Sorry, I went to my downloads folder, and it's all shit I've just grabbed off the internet. Like, oh man.
Okay.
some weird
Well,
stuff.
while he's doing that, I'm looking at the chat. If you're watching this live, thank you for one thing for joining us. Second, please let me know what you think of the movie. We'll probably just like randomly bring it up as the show goes on
Because
because
it's that bad.
it's just burned into our brain now. Like
Yeah.
I literally just watched the trailer before the show started. Like I'm still processing.
Yep.
I think all of us are still processing regardless. Like I don't know if we'll ever stop processing the fact that this exists. Like I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Hey, maybe we can just go see Detective Pikachu, and everything will be all right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Just,
be okay
just,
with
just
that.
pretend that
It's
that's a Sonic.
That's what it
movie.
is.
It's just that'll be
Yeah.
well Detective Pikachu's not in theaters at the same time as this, right?
No.
Oh,
That
no,
comes out like
absolutely
next
not.
month or
Soon.
something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
coming out really
Yeah.
soon.
Mm-hmm.
Man, our company's doing a showing, and
They went
those
so
tickets
fast.
went so fast.
So fast.
I was like,
it was
yeah.
amazing.
I was like, I'll check with April, and I'll do it when I get home. And then I was like, oh, they're all gone. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Yep.
know that it was happening until after it had been completely taken.
Yeah.
Did you
got
get
him.
one? You guys
yeah,
got
we
it.
got him.
Damn it.
Like the sons of bitches.
I didn't get it, but then someone bailed out, and I got the ticket. So
Lucky
Oh, nice.
son of a bitch.
All right, hey, so you were talking about does that mean we get to see Sonic's feet? And I came across this image. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Jordan, you put your hand up. I thought. Oh, that means you were going to the damn showing. I'm sorry. I thought he meant
You
my
got
image
Detective
was ready.
Pikachu. Yeah.
yeah.
I'll set it up.
Well,
it's coming.
Now that you've half set it up, I really don't want to see it. So let's talk about Wario versus Dedede a little bit. So as we mentioned, Josh here edited it.
Yeah.
Luis here animated it.
And we voiced it.
And we voiced it.
And King Dedede was in it.
Yeah.
And Dedede it. So spoilers. Again, if you haven't seen it, stop watching right now. Like, we won't, hold it against you or anything like that. But the winner is the giant, fat monster of a penguin.
Woo!
With no penis.
Good job with no penis. Oh God, let me bring that back.
Finally, DDD's the top of something.
So there were a couple questions I wanted to address real fast. As usual, I like doing a Q&A here after the episode goes live. So real quickly, we got a couple questions regarding why do this fight when you can just pit them against each other and smash. Why don't you just pit a level 9 Wario against level 9 Dedede, make them computer controlled, see who wins that way? When I did it, Wario won. So you're wrong.
That makes sense.
Hey, real quick, counter question. Why don't you just have some fun? Just
Well,
accept it.
also,
Like,
Smash
yeah,
is
it's not like-
a proper representation of what these
Right.
characters can do as a
not at all.
whole.
Yeah.
It's just a representation of what they can do in a silly fighting game that Sakurai made. Like, it's very limited in that regard, but why would you ever use it in that regard in the first place?
I mean, but Ben would have been way cheaper.
It would have.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
Oh yeah. I mean, another comment I wanted to address is, did you guys actually do any research, or did you just play Wario and Dedede for 3 weeks?
Why
in
can't we
Smash
do
Brothers?
both?
They keep doing what?
I don't know. Did you watch the episode? I feel like we put research in front of you.
I don't think Sakurai is has the the answer of everything. It's like if,
I mean,
Wario is on top.
He
top
is
of
a
heroes.
god. He is the
He knows
Messiah returned, right? Like, that's
Yeah.
Sakurai. So I guess he does know best. What would Sakurai do? Who would he choose? Dedede, of course, because he voices him. So of course Dedede should
Yeah.
win. This
There
is
we go.
everything
Nailed
comes
it.
back around. But no, of course we did plenty of research. Our researchers did a phenomenal job putting this together, especially considering how ridiculous these characters are. They're very goofy cartoon physics kind of characters who have survived collapsing dimensions and black holes and things like that. It's ridiculous. But I think our writing team, our research team did a phenomenal job putting this together, leading to our animation team making one of the most ridiculous animations I think we've ever had.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so insane.
That was when I was reading the script, I knew what kind of mess I was getting myself into when I saw it. And then like Wario is on inside Dedede's mouth. I was like, okay, I see where this is going.
There are just so many moments when we were talking about the animation where we just kind of had to stop and say, yes, we are really doing this.
Yeah.
This is really happening. We are making this animation. Are we sure we're making this animation? This seems like it's too ridiculous. No, we're doing this.
This is really fun.
Yeah.
For even more info on that, we do our commentary on the website for first members, and we learned some very interesting stuff.
Yeah.
So you should check that out. But also, speaking of Smash Brothers, I know you're in the middle of Q&A, but my image is ready, and it pertains to Smash Bros. And also,
What? It does?
to see a character's feet.
Perfect.
Hey, will you pull that up real quick, Gerardo?
Oh no.
I came across that weird on the internet, and I can't unsee it.
No.
Is this fan art? Like, what is this?
I think somebody just drew it.
Well,
Do we know who?
No.
We should probably find that out, but oh my god.
Credit to whoever that artist was. Wow.
Yeah, that'll
Thank you.
solve it.
thank you for cursing the podcast.
I just
with
came
that
across
image.
it on
Oh
the
my
internet,
God.
and I wanted to
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's... Sonic has been barefoot in a cartoon or a comic, I'm sure. I believe I've seen that before. It's weird.
Yeah. But
I believe I've seen it before.
see.
I've just blocked it from my
Deep
memory.
dive.
I don't really want to look up
There's
Sonic
probably
barefoot.
some Sonic porn, but
Well, yeah, of course there is. Everybody,
You're gonna regret that. You're gonna
Sonic.
regret that.
everybody
Yep.
loves
Yep.
Sonic.
There it is.
porn.
Immediate regret.
he has
Okay.
human-looking feet.
Oh, that's worse.
Whoa! Whoa! Why are they? Okay,
No. They're the
that's
same
just
color
kind of
as
weird.
his arms.
The
Doesn't have
same color as his
fur
arms. I thought they were
his
blue.
feet.
No,
I believe
no,
when
no.
I've seen them, they're blue, like in the Archie comics. I think they're blue.
Here's another
I don't
one.
want to talk about Sonic's
so-
feet
so-
anymore.
Look at it. There it is, exploded.
Oh God!
Oh no.
It's all pumped up.
Wait, is that
Oh,
from
no.
That's
Adventures
from-
of Sonic?
Yeah, that's Adventures.
Of course it
Sonic
would be.
has
Yeah.
fingers, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's
So-
weirder for Kirby to not have fingers, but to have toes.
That's a good
like
point.
nubbins and then toes.
I don't know if this is from an episode, but there's another one. He has blue feet in that one.
That one is from. I don't know what that's from.
Sonic X
continuity.
Yeah.
or whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah, which is the proper way of drawing Sonic's feet? That's the
In the
biggest
true
question.
canon.
Are they blue? Are they tan?
blue or not?
They had to discuss this if
Does
this
he
is
have
going to be part of
toes?
the movie.
Are they flippers?
Like,
what
yeah.
are they?
Yeah.
And then you gotta ask yourself, what color? Sonic. I don't know.
All right.
All
We
right.
had enough. We had enough talking about bird wings and the lack thereof.
Okay, so another question. Wario is a star child, so doesn't that mean that he has the same physiology as them? This would include Bowser, who survived a black hole. So doesn't that mean he should be like in line with Bowser's durability, which would be more in line with Dedede? No, because he's not a giant turtle monster. Like, it's hard to... Just because he's a star child doesn't necessarily mean he, like... that doesn't mean he scales to all the other star children. That just means the idea of the star children was that they were destined for greatness. That's really all it was. So Wario was apparently destined for greatness, which in terms of his prophecy was that he could fart on people a lot and get a lot of money.
Right, so
Living the dream.
All right, and then the last thing pertains to our next fight, which we announced would be Ben 10 versus Green Lantern, which is awesome. I've been looking forward to this one all year because Ben 10 is a character who every so often, every time we like start planning a new season, I always look at Ben 10, especially the past couple of years, and think like, what would be a good matchup for him? What is everybody requesting?
We got a lot of requests for Danny Phantom
The
versus
top
him.
request, and that's the question,
yeah.
why isn't Ben 10 fighting Beast Boy or Danny Phantom? Those are the two top requests for Ben 10. So normally we would take the top request, right? Well, because they don't really stand a chance. Well, Beast Boy doesn't stand a ghost of a chance, and then the ghost is a completely different thing altogether. So the Danny Phantom Ben 10 thing is more so about like they aired around the same time.
Right.
People grew up with those two characters as like their big, like iconic. I think Cartoon Network had both of them.
Yeah.
Like icons at the time. So it does make sense to kind of like when you think of Ben 10, you also think of Danny Phantom. But in terms of a fight, they just don't really pair well together. Like I went through multiple different possibilities for what that fight could be like, how it could play out, what we could analyze, and they just didn't seem to match very well. It would be a weird episode. As for Beast Boy, like early Ben 10, sure. If we were to trim Ben 10 down to just like his first season, maybe it would be a fun fight. But Beast Boy makes animals. Ben 10 makes crazy, like, planet-destroying aliens.
Monsters, alien
Like,
things, yes.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. It doesn't really... Essentially, we needed a fighter who could match Ben 10's crazier aliens. Because he doesn't just have 10 aliens. He's got, I believe, Ben 10,000,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Ben in the future gets, like, over 1 million or something like that. I don't remember exactly. We voiced the script ages ago.
Yep.
So it'll be in the actual episode. So we are giving Ben 10 more than 10 aliens. Like, we're giving him everything that he's achieved. So the person he goes up against has to be somebody who can, you know, stand up to at least some of them.
Yeah.
And Green Lantern constructs make sense.
Green Lantern just made so much sense to me by the fact that they are both like space police kind of thing. We got the plumbers and the Green Lantern Corps. They both draw their power from this green like device that's on their arm that dropped from the sky, an alien device that gives them power. One creates aliens, one creates constructs. Like, I feel like there's enough connect. Also, they're green.
Yeah.
They're green. Perfect connection. That's all.
Yeah, perfect.
That's all we really
what we
needed.
needed.
It was really between Green Lantern and a leprechaun, but we settled.
I think there's enough connecting them to kind of introduce the idea of that fight, but also it's just an interesting idea for a fight, in my opinion. Like the transformations versus the constructs, like it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
I think it's a really cool idea for a fight, and I'm excited to see what you guys think about the episode when it airs in 3 weeks. Luis has also been directing that fight, lead animator, and there's been a lot of cool hand drawn elements.
I was
Yeah,
about to say,
yeah.
how much hand-drawn stuff did you have to do?
We did a couple like hand-drawn bits, and also like experimented with like different like custom like sprite work as well. So like you're gonna get a mix of both.
I don't
but-
want to spoil anything,
Yeah.
but Zach did a phenomenal job with one of the most popular alien transformations that he has, and it's a really cool scene.
Yeah.
But that will be airing at the end of this month, I believe. Or no, sorry, not the end of this month. It is the end of this month right now. That will be airing, I believe, May 20th is when it airs for first members. So, and then 22nd for the YouTube release. So please check that out when it comes out. We're very excited about the episode. It's going to be kind of a unique one in a way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
our first time bringing a character like Ben 10 into Death Battle. If this episode does well, I'd love to know if you guys want to see characters like Danny Phantom
Yeah.
in an episode, or Jake Long, you know, that kind of era of cartoon characters. We've had a couple of them. I believe Samurai Jack was kind of around that era.
Yeah.
But I feel
Fairly
like we could do
Odd
more.
Parents.
Powerpuff Girls, like that kind of era.
Girls, Dexter.
Yeah,
Jimmy
I'd
Neutron,
love
kind of
to
characters.
bring more characters from that era of entertainment into
That'd be cool.
into Death Battle.
because we don't really touch on much like cartoon characters and stuff from like from the West. So
Yeah.
like it would be cool to like try different things and
Dude.
different matchups that like wouldn't normally be in our like lineup.
Yeah, the
basically.
one that freaks me out though is Looney Tunes. Like we talked about how like what a nightmare that would be to try and figure out.
Oh yeah.
Oh sure,
They're
Oh,
like
sure.
indestructible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, one of those battles that we always would love to do would be like Bugs Bunny versus Mickey Mouse, that kind of thing. But holy shit, that's going to be an intense episode to look
Yeah.
into.
It's a lot of research.
Yeah.
Decades upon decades of content, all of them contradicting each other all the time because they're just crazy cartoon
Yeah.
characters.
Right, and
And
they
then,
like-
and then add Kingdom Hearts on top of that.
yeah.
right? Oh.
Yeah, that would get crazy.
Yeah, like it's like in that weird like military ad, like Daffy Duck was clearly gonna kill himself, or Donald Duck was clearly gonna kill himself with a gun, but that dude's been shot like 1,000,000 times. Like he's fine. Like, you know,
Or is he Chad?
I don't know.
Is it a special gun?
He just no, it just looked like a 45.
Pretty sure.
Like,
What's that thing from Roger Rabbit. Why am I blanking on Dip?
I know.
Yeah,
That's the only way. I've thought about this. Like the only way that if we have like a Looney Tunes character in there,
They fight over
only
a-
way one of
a
them is
pit
gonna
of
die
dip.
is if there's dip involved.
They just fight around
Yeah.
a pit of it.
Yeah.
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 All
They
right.
have to push each other off like gladiators or whatever.
Yeah.
With the giant Q-tips.
Yeah, they're Q-tips.
All right, guys. Let's talk about what's going on.
So the Sonic trailer.
Yeah,
the new
ignore
cinematic
this.
universe.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Of course, they're going to announce the sequel, Knuckles the Echidna and Amy Rose. Can't wait for those movies.
We're talking about Rouge is up next.
Rouge the Bat. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Think about that
Oh,
live
God.
action.
I was just thinking, like, oh, God, what's you mentioned Knuckles with dreadlocks, and then I was thinking, shit, like, is Amy going to be, like, have like a woman's body? That's going to be fucking weird.
Yep.
Like,
And then Rouge.
they could get really bizarre, and then Rouge the
Yep.
Bat.
comes in to like just finish it off.
She just busts her way in.
Maybe
don't do
maybe
that.
they're trying. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with this movie. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like when they first announced it, when that first poster came out with the legs on the San Francisco bridge. I almost thought this has got to be like a trolling thing. It's got to be a kid in a Sonic suit who thinks he's Sonic. That's what this movie has to be about. There's no way this is what he's going to actually look like.
How lame that would be.
would
It's a
be
kid
so
in
mad.
a suit who thinks he's Sonic. And you cut in, and he's just like booking it, and then we just pull the camera out, and he's just like fucking just cars are just zipping by him. Like
You could make a really cool little like character story about a kid who's
or-
got some issues that he's dealing with. So he thinks of himself
my
like a
gosh.
movie about a furry.
yeah.
Like
Not that all
starring
furries
an
have
actual
issues.
furry.
Just
Not
saying.
that
Yeah.
all furries have issues, but like the idea of being a furry is to express. There are lots of ideas of being a furry, and I'm not an expert in it. But as far as I know,
I was about to say, here's a shovel,
a
Ben.
major
Start
aspect
digging.
of it is like expressing yourself through a different persona.
Right.
Like that's the general idea, at least for some people. So that could make an interesting movie.
Yeah.
I could see that working. So that's what I thought they were going for. Because
I thought it was
in
gonna
my
be-
mind, there was no way this is going to be like played straight. But apparently it is.
Here we are.
I thought it was gonna be like this kid found a magical ring that turns him into Sonic, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Just Shazam it?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
Shazam it.
All right.
I don't know. Like, it just baffles me that this thing exists, and everything we learn, every new thing we learn about it just makes me more and more confused and more mind fucked. Like, I just don't know what to think
Yeah.
about it anymore. I don't even know if I'm going to go see it.
Like,
Like, should
You're
I go see
gonna
it?
go see it.
Do I need to go see it?
You're the biggest Sonic fan I've ever met.
My
Like
qu- my
you'll end
question-
up seeing it.
my question is, can I go to a movie theater and say I'm gonna go see Frozen 2, but then actually sneak into Sonic?
There you go.
So like I give the money to Frozen 2 instead
Sure.
of Sonic.
That's funny.
Oh, God.
A lot of people have been comparing this to the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah,
Do we think it's gonna be like like a terrible movie that's fun to
No.
watch?
maybe in 10 years.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, the thing about the Super Mario Brothers movie and what makes it like kind of enjoyable to watch is because everything is weird about it. They go to the dinosaur realm, and there's all these weird interpretations of Goombas and
Like, how did
and
we
stuff.
get that?
Like
From Goombas.
Nothing makes sense in that movie. In
Mario,
this
Mario.
movie, it does take
Luigi
place
Mario.
in the real world. It takes place in the real world. It's got real people playing real cops, not real cops, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
it's all pretty grounded. And then this weird blue hedgehog man person
Right.
thing shows up. Like I don't think it's gonna reach the same level because it's not gonna be something weird in every single shot. Like whenever
Well, you won't.
Jim Carrey shows up, it's just some dude pretending cosplaying as Eggman, basically. That's not weird. It's just kind of dumb.
Yeah, the original Mario movie too was like it looked. It's just like the faintest hint of Mario. It was like it's like if somebody like asked was like, "Hey, what's Mario all about?" and somebody told him in like 10 sentences, and then that
Yeah.
guy wrote a script. Like,
It's like a game of telephone.
right? So you have your moments where you're like, "Ba-bomb! That's a ba-bomb!" Okay, and it's walking and everyone's freaking out and screaming and running from it. But okay, and then Mario needs to jump really high. That's important. We'll give him rocket boots because someone was real high. God, that whole movie, the turning into the fungus. And then, how did we get Goombas that were huge with tiny little reptile heads? And then some just had like weird alligator faces. Why were there different ones? Was the Koopas right?
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, but that's the thing. In that movie, literally every other shot had something ridiculous in it. I don't think that's going to be the case in this. It might still have that same effect because we'll be hanging out with who's playing the cop, John Marston or something like that.
James Marsden.
James Marston.
Yeah.
We'll be hanging out with him for a while. He'll probably hang out with his kid, and we'll be like, "This is a very normal looking movie." And then this weird blue hedgehog thing shows up. And
Yeah, no, he
blows everybody's mind for a bit.
He
and
will-
then we cut to Jim Carrey doing his thing. It's kind of weird because he's talking like a cartoon character, but everybody around him is not a cartoon character. And then Sonic shows up again. It's weird. Like it's gonna be a whiplash kind of movie.
Maybe the main character, the dude, he lost his son, and Sonic teaches him again how to love.
By stuffing Sonic in a bag. Hey,
Listen,
I mean, it's that
he'll eventually realize that was a mistake.
it's that Alvin and the Chipmunks formula,
Yes.
that Smurf formula, where it's like you take the cartoon character, you put in the real world, and Alvin and the Chipmunks is not compared to the Mario movie,
Right.
because it's not that weird. It's just dumb.
Also, I mean, but the original premise of Alvin and the Chipmunks, I mean, it's strange. You just had a human that adopted 3 chipmunks that wore clothes and could speak and
Yeah.
sing really well.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Harmonize. Amazing.
But I don't know. Maybe if they do have stuff happening in Mushroom Hill or wherever they are at the end of that trailer, maybe it could start to enter that territory. If they spend some time in Sonic's world and there's just ridiculous cartoony shenanigans happening and Knuckles shows up with real dreadlocks
and Sally Acorn walks in and everyone loses their mind.
they're not gonna do that, but holy shit, that'd be just I don't know.
it's like,
A mix of disturbing and crazy and weird.
Or either no, the weirdest one it would be Bunny Rabbit. It's just people are like, what the hell is happening? Now there's this girl bunny with a robot part. Like,
I'd be on board with Bunny Rabbit showing up.
I know it's like your favorite character.
Bunny
isn't it?
Rabbit was the best. I'm on board with that. And also, like, half robot would maybe fix some of the weirdness.
Would it?
what?
Well, part of the weirdness is the fact that it's just this guy in a fursuit. So if you top that with robot parts, it just like crosses the line so much that you're not even going to think about it anymore. But like you look at Sonic here, and he just looks like a kid in a fursuit.
Very strange.
So I don't know. Like, for all I know, Bunny Rabbit is in the movie, and she's going to show up and look even stranger. But it's really hard to talk about this movie because I don't know what to even say outside of I'm fucked up by just looking at the trailer or any individual image.
Yeah, dude, our company we have this we have a channel in our company messaging service we use. It's just for like random stuff, and like the second that trailer dropped, like everyone in animation is just going ham with like all these like weird. It's
fantastic.
oh yeah, it's there's some truly
meme
nightmarish
mill.
stuff in there. Oh yeah.
Never stops.
Because we have a lot of very talented artists that work here, and they can use their powers for good as well as evil. Ben, you're still just trying to wrap your head around it.
It's I'm fucked up, man. This is weird.
It's probably a less weird premise than most of the Archie comics.
There was a comic book that is literally about Sonic going into the real world.
Of course.
And it's 2 kids. Oh my god, this comic book is so fucking weird because instead of drawing panels, they got some kids, real life kids, and took pictures of them doing things, and that was the comic book panel. And then they just inserted cartoon Sonic into the pictures.
Genius.
That is
It's
so
really weird. So they're playing
They saved
Sonic.
so much money.
They're playing Sonic on the TV, and then he comes out of the TV, and he's just like, "Hey, kids!" And then there's just these like photographs of kids going,
And then he pisses
then
on a Super Nintendo.
"It's so weird." But then he just takes them to his world immediately, and then becomes like a normal comic book. Maybe they'll do that with this. I don't know. Yeah, Archie Comics had some weird shit, but they also had hundreds of issues. So of course there's going to be a weird thing. Like,
Listen,
this
whoever's
is the
making
first movie.
Ben, I promise you, whoever's making this movie has hundreds of issues.
That's a good point.
Sonic Comic also had hundreds of issues as well.
The producers of Fast and the Furious, apparently.
Like, a lot of them having to do with Ken Penders. But
Yep. Man,
Anyway.
if you ever want to just take a deep dive into some strange stuff, go watch our Desk Of episodes on the Ken Penders thing and the Laura Sue
Yeah.
Chronicles.
That was
Yes,
God.
Chad is saying that I am broken. I am broken.
Yep.
It's going to
Yeah.
take all day for me to piece myself back together after watching this because as a kid, I'm just trying to picture what my reaction would be as a kid. Like back in the day when I was really into Sonic and I collected the Archie comics, what would I be thinking when this appeared in front of me?
Do you
probably-
remember? Sorry.
You probably loved it, to be
I
honest.
don't think I would have.
You don't
Because I
think
remember
so?
having a problem with Sonic X.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't really a fan of Sonic X because of what they did with Sonic going into the real world and how he was just kind of bored the whole time and he didn't seem to really fit and Chris was annoying. Like, I would look at this and think, like, this is stupid.
You said,
I think I would think it was
No,
stupid.
man. You remember? Think back. I think the best comparison could be think back to the Ninja Turtles movies. How did you react to them?
Oh, I love those.
Right, even
Right.
3.
Fucking love. No, I didn't like 3. I didn't like even as a kid, I didn't like 3.
Okay.
But I fucking loved 1 and 2.
Right.
Like, and 2 is one that people say is a terrible movie. But as
Right.
a kid, I loved 2.
Right.
I didn't like 3. I
That's
thought 3
because-
was dumb. Mainly because of the villains. I thought the villains were stupid.
Well, that
They
was the
should have been
thing.
Krang or something. That's all.
The villains were so bad. It was like surely with the third one, like we already accepted knockoff Bebop and Rocksteady. Like give us somebody like Baxter Stockman. Come on,
That's what I
they
was
already did the
expecting.
movie The Fly. Like we can get there.
Yeah.
And then no, we got that
Yeah.
cowboy dude and
Samurai.
angry samurai man, and the turtles outfits got real bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Even,
strange.
even as a kid, I did not like 3, but it was mainly because
You
of
were hoping for-
expectations,
yeah,
hoping
yeah.
for more of stuff that I recognized. And I think that's why I would hate this, because I don't recognize anything. It's like, that's Robotnik, I guess.
Yeah.
That's Sonic, I guess.
That's true.
There's missiles being fired at him. That happens in the game, I guess.
It does. In the later games.
That's it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he's in a city escape, but like,
They need to play that song. in the
there's
movie.
none of. Where's Knuckles,
Yeah.
Tails? Are they in this movie? Are
Good
they gonna
question.
look as weird as he does?
Where do they get the rings?
That's a good question.
I mean, he's only got one power ring, and it looks like a warp ring.
That's
The best part about this trailer, the best thing about this trailer, is the Paramount logo at the very beginning
With a lot of rings.
with the rings.
Oh, the rings around
I
it?
thought
Oh,
that
yeah.
was cute. That
It was. Hey, do you think that he's gonna get the Chaos Emeralds and go supersonic? Could you imagine them doing that?
I think they're gonna tease it.
What if it's like, oh my god, what if it's straight up the Infinity Saga, but with Chaos Emeralds instead of
They're gonna make
Infinity
a Sonic
Stones?
cinematic universe.
One Chaos
Perfect.
Emerald is gonna show up here, and then they're gonna tease a Chaotix movie where they like it's just straight up Guardians of the Galaxy.
There you go.
It's the exact same plot, and they have
Perfect.
the purple Chaos Emerald, and they're trying to sell it off, and then at the end of the day, they use it to destroy Ronan. Like it's just straight up the same movie. And then they have another movie that's Rouge the Bat. It's like their Black Widow movie.
Perfect.
And she's after another Chaos Emerald, and then after
She is a secret agent.
yeah, exactly. And then the 7th movie is when they all come together and they fight.
Finally, all the Sonic characters together at last.
This is it. This is the plan.
Great.
See, our topic today is the next MCU, and we were
Nailed it.
We were going to talk
Nailed
about DC.
it.
We were going to talk about Godzilla, but no,
Nope.
the next MCU, the next cinematic universe is the Sonic the
Sonic
Hedgehog
cinematic
one, the SCU.
And-
Shit. Let's talk about our community death battle. So, Detective Pikachu actually looks pretty fun, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Detective Pikachu versus Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
As always with the
I
community
hate
death
that
battle.
image. I just hate it.
Oh.
The Detective Pikachu that was chosen, it just freaks me out. It's the second time I've seen it.
What, the magnifying glass?
Yeah, and it just also the
giant
other side
eye.
of his face, it just looks like like I don't know. It just nothing matches and it's weird and I don't
It
like
just
it.
looks like he's breathing heavily.
Yeah, it does.
I
And he
don't know
looks he
about that.
does
I
look
think
like
he looks all right.
dude, it looks like he has let himself go. And like I don't know. There's just I don't like anything about that image. It just freaks me out.
Oh, I can kind of see. I think it's more so just how it's like fitted into the thumbnail
Yeah.
there. Like you just don't see the rest of his body, so it looks like it just continues on, and he's just chubby.
Pika no Waka.
But Pikachu should be a little chubby.
Yeah,
Like
a
they,
little
bit,
they
yeah.
slimmed him down in the cartoon, but
They
he
did,
was
yeah.
always
That's
supposed to be a
true. You're
little
right.
chubby.
The original art
Yeah.
he's
Chubby
pretty
Pikachu's good.
Hey, listen, I'm not fat shaming Pikachu. it's mainly the eye doesn't
Yeah.
the big bright eye doesn't seem to match the other like 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 this to me. Like,
Yeah.
Okay. I don't
I
think
don't-
Chad's ever looked through a magnifying glass before. This is what's. That's what he's doing. Okay.
No, he's doing-
Anyway.
What is that?
So, as always with the community death battle, we ask you guys to let us know who you think would win and why using hashtag DeathBattleCast on Twitter. And we have an answer for Pikachu from, I'm going to mess this up, Shan Yuga. While Sherlock is more intelligent and larger, Pikachu will win. Sherlock, being curious, will approach this odd but adorable creature. Once Sherlock gets close enough, Pika will use Thunderbolt, which is equal to 100,000 volts of electricity. Sherlock will be shocked.
nice. I do love it. Like, well, Sherlock is much larger. Like,
Yes.
yeah. That's my thing this whole time was how are you gonna get around the electricity?
Yeah.
I mean,
If anyone would figure it out, Sherlock would figure it out.
Sherlock might be able to figure it out, and also he is an expert martial artist. So
He can't touch the
and-
rat.
How
I
can
think he
you?
would
he's
know
got a
not to
gun.
touch it.
Okay, the gun.
All right. So from Damon Furion, from
how
Damon
you do
Furion, we have an answer. Hang on, guys. From Damon Furion, we do have an answer for Sherlock. It might.
I
be
hope
exactly
he's
what I
got
just
a
said.
gun.
Sherlock Holmes, because Sherlock not only has a genius level intellect, he knows. Baratisu. I don't know how to pronounce that.
I want to say
My bad.
Baratitsu.
Baratisu, a martial art that
Baratitsu?
combines boxing, jujitsu, cane fighting, and kickboxing, and has both carried and used a Webley MP 456 revolver in the past. Detective Pikachu's in for a shot.
Everybody's going with a shot.
These sign-offs are great.
Just to see
fun.
Pikachu,
Great.
it's like, oh god,
But-
he has a gun. That's it.
So yeah,
But
that
Pikachu's-
literally his argument was the same thing I just said.
But
He's got a
Pikachu's-
martial arts and he's got a fucking gun.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Pikachu's not weak to steel.
Hang on a second.
No, steel is weak to electricity,
No, it's not.
isn't it?
I don't
or did
think
I
so.
flip those?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
To the Google.
Find out. This is important for the bullet conversation.
Shit. What is steel weak against? Steel. I should know this because steel's like my favorite
No,
type.
electric is weak against water and ground.
Okay, so
right?
electric is weak against ground. Yes. I'm trying to remember what else.
It's ground and water,
Electric is.
right? Isn't electric
Ooh.
weak against water?
Oh, so electric
Or am I wrong?
resists flying. It's weak to ground. Okay, it's only weak to ground.
Okay.
That's right. And then it resists.
See, it,
It
fucks
resists.
up water
It
because
does
water
resist steel.
See?
So he
Knew
does.
it.
Yeah.
See, it resists steel.
Besides what?
Bang! Oh, that wasn't very effective, bitch. Zap. Zap.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's only gonna take half damage from that bullet.
The electricity's coming at him, and he's like, "Oh no, kung fu! Oh no!"
Right? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, punch the thing and then it gets electrocuted?
Oh my
like in,
god!
like in the Robert
He would
Downey
be
Jr.
resistant to bullets. That's amazing.
There's my argument. I vote Pikachu.
That I'm sold. I'm sold. Pikachu resists bullets. It doesn't necessarily bounce off of him. It just deals less damage. Well, okay. He's resistant to steel attacks. So hitting him, like throwing a bullet at him, sure. It won't necessarily hurt him as much. But when it goes into him, everything afterwards gonna hurt.
I'm nearly positive Team Rocket shot at him before. I guarantee you can find Pikachu
Oh,
dodging
man.
gunfire.
I mean, probably dodging gunfire, but I don't think he's ever been shot in the show. I don't think they actually go that
know.
far.
No,
kids.
they don't.
Like we were just talking about like Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse. I don't think they go into that level of cartoon physics in Pokemon. I mean, sure, Team Rocket gets blasted miles into the sky and lands and is somehow fine.
Right.
Maybe
But-
a cannonball though. I can see a cannonball.
It's just
Yeah.
fly with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But a cannonball wouldn't like pierce his skin.
Yeah.
It would just like slam into him, and then so he would take the full force of the steel attack,
Yeah.
iron attack,
I don't know.
and just deflect it.
Takes it
But if a bullet goes into his skin, he'll be like, whatever, bullet, I resist bullets. Oh fuck, I don't resist bleeding. Like, I don't know. What do you guys
I
think?
vote Sherlock. I think he could do it. I think he would figure it out. He would deduce. He would figure it out. Or like in the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes, he'd be like, if I punch him in the cheek in the right spot, his spine will break.
And as he's thinking about it, zap!
Yeah.
But again,
I don't think he's gonna have time.
The second he makes contact with him, he's gonna get shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't punch him.
There's no way.
Rubber gloves.
Yeah.
From where?
It's like,
From where?
oh, very
probably has
convenient
rubber
to have
gloves
rubber
just-
gloves with me.
In his back pocket
He
somewhere.
probably would do some dumb thing about like, okay, I see that it has electric power, so if I ground myself by grabbing this pole and like, putting my foot in this exact spot of
If Pikachu's on the ground and it's raining, then I can just hit him once, and then it will be super effective.
Yeah, exactly.
He could also probably survive a couple shocks. Like 100,000 volts. People can take 100,000 volts and survive. They get fucked up, but they can. So Sherlock's a tough guy. He could probably take 1 or 2 shots.
Not without all of his muscles seizing up and him falling to the ground. Meantime, the little rat has plenty of time to scratch his eyes out. Like, what are you like?
As soon as he gets shocked and he's convulsing in the ground, it's like, it's just, what's he gonna do after that?
Yeah, then Pikachu eats
Now,
his face.
Okay. Thanks
He's an
to
animal.
thanks to a comment that Poopatron is making in the chat.
Nice.
I'd like to discuss which is the better detective.
Oh, I'm
Is
Sherlock
Pikachu a
Holmes.
good
Sorry.
detective?
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
We just get to read. We just get to read about
question.
Sherlock Holmes' exploits that he's already taken care of himself. Detective Pikachu needs a shitload of help from you.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So
Pikachu wins in a fight to the death. Sherlock Holmes wins in a detective fight. A detecting battle.
Yeah, sure.
Detect
All
off.
right. So you're voting Pikachu.
Yes.
Yep, Pikachu.
Sherlock.
Thanks, Josh. Josh, with no reason whatsoever. Sherlock.
I will vote Pikachu. Resisting bullets has sold me.
All right.
All right. Let's go ahead and bring up the poll and see what you guys voted.
Yeah.
Pikachu wins.
That's right.
Destroyed.
Destroyed.
72%.
Pretty soundly wins. Thank you everybody who submitted answers and voted on the poll. For our next community death battle,
Sonic.
ooh,
No.
I kind of almost want to change it to Movie Sonic, but we'll figure it out. We'll probably learn more about
Ooh,
Movie Sonic.
versus the movie Mario Brothers.
We just don't know anything about
With
him,
boots
so.
and babonks.
In November.
Oh, fine.
All right, so we're gonna stick to our current one, but we'll probably bring Movie Sonic in after. I'm sure we'll bring him in after the movie comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you didn't see this weekend's Game of Thrones, you should, because it's gonna be involved in our community death battle.
Also, no spoilers.
No spoilers.
No.
Yes, we probably actually should have opened this by saying we're not going to spoil anything about Endgame, because I'm sure a lot of people expected us to talk about it. We're like, well, I'm not going to watch it because they're going to talk about Endgame. We're not talking about it.
Oh, that ship has sailed.
Gerardo, when you're editing this for the post thing, just take this clip and put it at the beginning.
Hey, real quick, if you're just tuning in, we're not going to spoil Endgame at all.
Also, thanks for watching.
Thanks.
No, we just take that clip, move it over.
Yeah.
Perfect, right? He's not going to do it.
You should.
All right, so next community death battle is Arya Stark versus Katniss Everdeen from Hunger Games.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were kind of trying to figure out what would be a good matchup for Arya. I even posted a thing on Twitter. It's kind of hard to find a good matchup for her, but I think Katniss might be interesting.
Yeah, until Arya puts on the face of one of her friends and then stabs her. I mean, whatever.
shit.
We'll see.
I mean,
Sorry.
Katniss has killed people that she considered friendly, so we'll see. All right, so let us know who you think would win between Arya and Katniss using hashtag DeathBattleCast on Twitter. We will have a poll up when this goes live on YouTube this Thursday. You can vote on that as well, and we'll talk about it next week. So thank you guys for tuning in and suffering Sonic with us, whatever the hell is happening with that
Yep.
thing. I'm sure this will be just a thorn in our side until it comes out
important-
in vague November.
The important thing
Vague
we're doing it.
November. Yes.
Important things we're doing it together.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
As a family. It's
Yeah.
all about family.
Yeah.
No one's ever
Hey,
truly gone.
you know what? Speaking of family and Game of Thrones, we over at the Rooster Teeth channel just busted out a quick little Game of Thrones short that should be up on our channel right now. We managed to do it all in one day and then edit it the next day. It was nuts. So go give it a watch and see if you enjoy it, please. Please. Thank you.
You're in that, right?
I am in that.
Yeah.
It was
so
fun.
keep an eye out for Chad in that. What's the video? Do you know what the video is called?
It's probably gonna be called something deleted.
Throne
scenes.
of Games.
No.
All right.
It's what's the name of the last? What's the name of that episode? The Longest Night. The Longest Night deleted scenes. Game of Thrones parody.
Cool. All right. Cool. Yeah, go check that out. And God help us all with Sonic the Hedgehog. Farewell.